Sony's on a roll a little bit this week. I think that already they've kind of kicked off the week in proper fashion, getting people excited. Obviously, Horizon Forbidden West being so well received is something that has really helped them tremendously. Looking forward as well, in a couple days, we're going to be seeing Gran Turismo 7 reviews start pouring in, and from the things that we've seen, it looks like that game's going to be very well received, and people are already excited to see what's next in that franchise. So I think they've got a lot of things going for themselves, and I think Xbox fans are handling it pretty well. I've seen some get a little bit impatient, but at the end of the day, listen, I think who's been more patient overall than Xbox fans? Certainly a lot of them are more patient than me, since I've complained a lot over the last couple of years over the lack of big titles. But still, the level of patience is there for a lot of Xbox fans, and understandably so. It's not like Microsoft hasn't gone out and bought a bunch of studios and they haven't announced a bunch of games, because they've done that. It's just the waiting, and like Tom Petty said, the waiting is the hardest part. But I do want to get into this announcement because it does sound like Sony has something even more planned for this year. And wow, right? Like, they didn't already have like one of the best years ever in the history of gaming, and now it looks like they're getting even more. So this is crazy, crazy stuff. I'm very interested to hear what everybody else has to say about this. It's going to be a video you don't want to miss. Hey there, everyone. I'm the Crap Gamer, and of course, this is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice a few changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from giving us a like, and possibly, maybe, just maybe, consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It means the world to me, and I think absolutely each and every one of you are great. You're so busy, but to take the time out to watch my videos means everything. So if you do watch them, though, please leave a like. That's all I ask. It helps the videos to get seen and things like that. So thank you guys for rocking out with me, and just in general being some pretty kick-ass people. It's just been phenomenal to see how much you guys have come around. So thank you guys. With that being said, like I said, Sony has some incredible things on the horizon for the PlayStation 5. It doesn't even seem like they have time to really rest or breathe over there. They're always releasing great games, and that's what they're known for, right? Like, that's exactly what Sony is known for, what PlayStation is known for, releasing incredible content, and exactly why they're where they are. To be completely honest, that's exactly why they're in the space that they're in, is because they're always constantly surprising fans with games and content, and it's usually, more often than not, great. And it's just one of those things that obviously people kind of flock to because of the content. Now it looks like they're going to announce a return of an extremely popular franchise later this year itself, and development is reportedly 70% complete, but we don't know whether it's a first or third party title. So yeah, but man, for it to be a popular franchise, I'm going to guess that it's probably going to be an exclusive game on Sony's end. Sony has a number of big releases this quarter, with Horizon Forbidden West just released, Gran Turismo 7 coming out in a few days, not to mention titles like Ghostwire Tokyo. However, there's more in the works, according to VG News Insider on Twitter. PlayStation seemingly rumored to announce the return of a quote-unquote extremely popular franchise in Q4 2022. Development for the title is rumored to be around 70% complete, and in a follow-up tweet about whether it's a first or third-party title, they responded that, "I have more info on this, but I'm waiting to hear back from my source to make sure before I post anything." While the insider may be relatively unknown, they claim that their previous account was deleted due to copyright strikes, so take all of this with a grain of salt regardless. As for what extremely popular PlayStation franchises this could be making a comeback, Twisted Metal has had the most number of rumors circulating over the years. A TV series is reportedly in development, and the new game has allegedly switched developers from Lucid Games to Firesprite Studios. Of course, other possibilities include the new Sly Cooper or a new Wipeout game, as per an Xbox Era co-founder who has talked about these games before. Now, stay tuned. Obviously, there's going to be possible announcements in the coming month, especially with the new PlayStation Showcase rumored to be happening this month alone. So, again, we're starting to see a lot of these things kind of come out. What's going to be the game? I think there's possibility of multiple things, but I also think that it's one of the things that people should maybe put a little bit of a hesitation on, because at the end of the day, the stuff that we've heard about this new Twisted Metal game, it turns out that game itself could end up being in a situation where it's a free-to-play game, which I'm not trying to knock free-to-play games, because I think free-to-play games are okay, but what I would say is that free-to-play games sometimes can be a little bit lackluster versus full entire like games that are ready to release with like content, stuff like that. I don't know, like free to play, like I know some people consider get maybe a bit of a bad rap, but for me personally, I just look at it and say, you know what, to me personally, I think free to play games is technically just one of those things that kind of doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense in these types of instances. I think people would support the game if it were a full game, and not only that, but you have but you actually have a situation where gamers are paying for like PlayStation Plus. Like, why not put it on PlayStation Plus? Or, if you're interested in garnering up a lot of people to play, the game, then I think that might be a good way to do it. And hopefully that's something that we see in the future. I don't know. It's like one of those things where Destruction All-Stars did launch pretty much free to people who were PlayStation Plus subscribers, and still ended up kind of failing. But I mean, you could look at that failing as something from pretty much anything. You know what I mean? Just the game lacked content. So I wouldn't take that as to be like the gospel on whether or not all games would fail in that same kind of situation. I don't think that would necessarily be the case. So, at the end of the day, it really kind of comes down to the fans and the gamers and what type of games they have coming out and things like that. So, for me, it does sound like it could potentially be that Twisted Metal announcement. But again, we've also had plenty of rumors about stuff like Sly Cooper coming back, even stuff like Resistance coming back, and we see Insomniac Games tease that all the time. Maybe it could be a remake or remasters of the 3 games. I know a lot of people would be very eager to play something like that, myself included. I just feel like Sony has a lot of multiplayer clout. They just got away from that over the last generation or so, because their first party exclusives were huge in terms of the type of games that they were and things like that. So hopefully we continue to see some big games. It's crazy to think that things can get even better for Sony than what they already are. Like, that's crazy to me. And honestly, this might already be like one of, if not the best year ever for PlayStation, or maybe any first party or second party, like even timed exclusive lineup that we've ever seen, with Horizon, Gran Turismo, God of War, Forspoken, Ghostwire Tokyo, Sifu, so many games. It's just incredible to think, and we haven't even gotten to the possibility of like The Last of Us remake or Factions or something along those lines coming out later this year. So yeah, it's been an incredible run for Sony so far this year. They've really kind of rectified the wrongs where the PS4 took years for them to really come out with quality content. And so yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that things are kind of changing the way that they are. But Sony has a big firm grasp on exactly what a lot of fans want and what fans are kind of don't want. So kudos to them for being on top of the ball. I have a good feeling about what Microsoft's going to be offering as well. It's just we have to wait a little bit longer for that, unfortunately. But thankfully, Xbox fans are very patient and understanding when it comes to that stuff. Like, we don't want to rush these games, or else we're going to be stuck in a situation where the games are pretty poor quality again. So anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up, crap gamer out.